Welcome to our video, The Power of the Stoic Observer. Discover how your mind shapes reality. Have you ever wondered how your thoughts influence your feelings and actions? Or why some people seem to stay calm and collected, even in tough situations? In the next few minutes, we'll explore the fascinating idea of being a Stoic observer and how it can change the way you see the world. This topic is important because understanding your mind can help you deal with stress, make better decisions, and live a happier life. By the end of this video, you'll learn practical tips on how to observe your thoughts without judgment and create a more positive reality for yourself. So, stick around. You won't want to miss out on discovering the incredible power that lies within your own mind. Let's dive in and unlock this hidden potential together. Stoicism is a powerful philosophy that teaches us the art of remaining calm and composed amidst life's chaos. Imagine a wise sage, serene and unwavering, guiding you through tumultuous times. This is the essence of Stoicism, where your thoughts shape your reality. By embracing the role of a Stoic observer, you can learn to navigate life's challenges with clarity and confidence. Picture this. Someone wakes up excited for the day ahead, but spills coffee all over themselves just as they step out the door. In that moment, everything feels off, and their mood plummets. But what if, instead of reacting impulsively, they paused to observe their thoughts? This shift in perspective can transform a negative experience into a learning moment. The beauty of Stoicism lies in recognizing that, while we cannot control external events, we can control our inner responses. Consider the journey of Sarah, who dreaded public speaking. Before embracing the Stoic observer mindset, she would spiral into anxiety at the thought of facing an audience. But as she practiced observing her thoughts without judgment, she learned to identify her fears, realizing they were just fleeting emotions, not facts. Over time, Sarah transformed her anxiety into empowerment, stepping onto the stage with newfound confidence. This practice of observation not only helps manage stress, but also enhances decision-making. Think back to a time when you rushed into a decision driven by fear or impulse. By stepping back and observing your thoughts, you can weigh options more effectively, leading to better choices. Ultimately, the journey of becoming a Stoic observer opens the door to a more fulfilling life. As you learn to observe your thoughts without judgment, you create a reality filled with gratitude and possibility. Remember, happiness starts from within. Discovering the power of your thoughts can lead to significant positive changes, and by embracing this practice, you unlock your hidden potential, setting the stage for a brighter future. Imagine standing on the sidelines of your own life, observing the game unfold without getting caught up in the chaos of emotions. This is the essence of the observer mindset, a powerful practice that allows you to step back, witness your thoughts, and respond with clarity rather than reactivity. By adopting this approach, you can transform your daily experiences and interactions. Consider a moment when you faced an overwhelming situation. Perhaps it was a tough day at work or a challenging conversation with a loved one. Often, our instinct is to react immediately, driven by emotions that cloud our judgment. But what if you paused, taking a step back like a coach analyzing a play? This shift in perspective allows you to see your thoughts and feelings without judgment, leading to more thoughtful responses. The journey of Sarah, a young professional terrified of public speaking, illustrates this beautifully. Before her first big presentation, she felt a wave of anxiety wash over her. Instead of succumbing to panic, she remembered the importance of observation. By acknowledging her racing thoughts, "What if I mess up?" Without labeling them as good or bad, she created space to breathe and think. This simple act of observation transformed her fear into curiosity. As she stood before her audience, she felt empowered, not by silencing her fears, but by understanding them. The observer mindset isn't just a theoretical concept, it's a practical tool that can reshape your daily life. When stress arises or decisions weigh heavily on you, remembering to observe can change everything. Instead of letting a coffee spill ruin your day, you can choose to laugh it off, recognizing that your thoughts influence your reality. This shift not only enhances your emotional resilience, but also paves the way for better decision-making and a more fulfilling life. By embracing the role of the Stoic Observer, you unlock the potential to navigate any situation with grace and confidence, transforming challenges into opportunities for growth. A single negative thought can set off a chain reaction that ruins your entire day. Picture this. Someone wakes up with the intention of having a great morning, but as they pour their coffee, it spills all over their shirt. In that moment, everything shifts. Instead of laughing it off, they spiral into frustration, feeling like the universe is conspiring against them. This scenario is all too common, and it highlights the importance of recognizing how our thoughts can shape our experiences. When we learn to observe our thoughts, we can break this cycle. Imagine transforming that coffee spill into a moment of humor rather than despair. By stepping back and observing our reactions, we can regain control of our emotions. This is where the power of the Stoic Observer comes into play. Instead of letting our thoughts dictate our reality, we can choose how to respond. The key is to recognize that emotions are temporary and that we have the agency to shift our mindset. Consider Sarah, who once dreaded public speaking. Every time she faced an audience, her mind would race with self-doubt and fear. However, she decided to observe these thoughts without judgment. Instead of succumbing to panic, she acknowledged her fears and allowed them to exist without letting them control her actions. Over time, she found that her confidence grew as she learned to navigate her anxiety. This shift in perspective is powerful. By observing our thoughts, we not only manage our stress, but also empower ourselves to make better decisions. Think about a time when you acted impulsively. If you had paused to observe your thoughts, you might have weighed the pros and cons more effectively, leading to a better outcome. Ultimately, the practice of observing our thoughts opens the door to creating a positive reality. It enables us to wake up each day with a mindset geared toward gratitude and possibility. When we let go of judgment, we discover that happiness starts from within. By embodying the role of the Stoic Observer, we can transform our experiences and cultivate a more fulfilling life. Mindfulness meditation is a transformative practice that can cultivate the observer mindset, allowing you to step back from your thoughts and view them with clarity. Imagine a balloon, slowly inflating with each breath you take. As you inhale, visualize each thought entering your mind, some light and airy, others heavy and filled with worry. Then, as you exhale, picture those thoughts gently drifting away, free from judgment or attachment. This simple act of observation creates a powerful shift in how you experience your thoughts and emotions. But what happens when you start practicing mindfulness? Consider the story of Mark. He was overwhelmed with daily stress, constantly racing against deadlines and expectations. Mark wanted to feel calm, but found himself trapped in a cycle of anxiety. One day he decided to try mindfulness meditation. Initially, it felt strange to sit still and watch his thoughts swirl. However, he persisted, using the balloon analogy to guide his practice. Over time, Mark noticed that he could observe his anxious thoughts without being consumed by them. Each meditation session became a sanctuary where he reclaimed his sense of peace. The benefits of this practice are backed by research, showing that mindfulness can reduce stress and improve emotional regulation. For instance, studies indicate that regular mindfulness practitioners experience a decrease in anxiety levels and an increase in overall well-being. This is not just theory, it's a tangible transformation that many have experienced. As you embark on this journey, remember that mindfulness is like training a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger your capacity to observe becomes. You might wonder how to start. Begin with just 5 minutes a day, focusing on your breath and gently guiding your attention back when distractions arise. This simple practice can lead you to a deeper understanding of your mind, enabling you to respond to life's challenges with grace and clarity. Embrace the journey of becoming a Stoic observer, and you may find that the power to shape your reality lies within you. Sarah had always been terrified of public speaking. Every time she thought about standing in front of an audience, her heart raced and her palms became sweaty. She wanted to be confident and articulate, yet fear held her back. This is where her journey as a Stoic observer began. One day, after a particularly nerve-wracking experience at a family gathering, Sarah decided to change her approach. Instead of succumbing to her anxiety, she chose to observe her thoughts. By stepping back and treating her fear as an outsider instead of an enemy, Sarah started to identify the specific thoughts that triggered her anxiety. She realized that her mind would often say, "What if I mess up?" or "Everyone will judge me." But now, as a Stoic observer, she didn't judge these thoughts. Instead, she acknowledged them and let them pass like clouds in the sky. This shift was revolutionary. As she practiced this technique, Sarah found that she could separate herself from her fears. She transformed her internal dialogue from one of criticism to one of curiosity. What if I mess up? Well, what if I don't? This simple change allowed her to enter the stage with a newfound sense of control. With each speaking opportunity, she focused on observing her emotions rather than being consumed by them. The results were remarkable. With every presentation, Sarah's confidence grew. She learned to embrace her imperfections, turning mistakes into moments of connection with her audience. The crowd could relate to her vulnerability, which made her message even more powerful. Sarah's story exemplifies how the observer mindset can lead to profound changes in our lives. By viewing our thoughts without judgment, we can conquer our fears and achieve our goals. Imagine how your life could shift if you adopted this perspective. As you embark on your own journey as a Stoic observer, remember that it's not just about eliminating fear, but about understanding it and letting it empower you instead. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but how we manage it can significantly alter our experiences and outcomes. Imagine someone who eagerly anticipated a productive workday, only to find themselves overwhelmed by a mountain of deadlines. Instead of succumbing to panic, they decided to take a step back and observe their feelings of stress without judgment. This simple act of observation opened a door to clarity and a way forward. When faced with stress, many people react instinctively, often leading to rash decisions or emotional turmoil. But what if you could change that reaction? By learning to observe your feelings, you can recognize stress as a signal rather than a crisis. This approach allows you to understand what triggers your stress and examine it from a distance, much like a scientist studying a phenomenon. For example, when our protagonist noticed their heart racing and thoughts spiraling, they didn't dive headfirst into anxiety. Instead, they took a deep breath and acknowledged their feelings, which helped them separate their emotions from the tasks at hand. This practice not only alleviated their immediate stress but also provided a clearer perspective on their workload. They could prioritize tasks more effectively, identifying what truly needed their attention and what could wait. With this newfound clarity, the overwhelming deadlines transformed into manageable steps. Stress became a tool for motivation rather than a roadblock. The transformation was remarkable. Our protagonist went from feeling helpless and anxious to empowered and focused. They learned that stress, when observed and understood, could guide them rather than hinder them. By adopting this observer mindset, they not only improved their work performance, but also cultivated a sense of peace in their daily life. Imagine waking up each day with the knowledge that you can navigate stress with confidence. This journey of self-discovery and emotional resilience awaits you, and it all starts with the simple act of observing your thoughts and feelings. Improved decision-making is a remarkable benefit of adopting the Stoic observer mindset. Imagine a bustling marketplace, filled with sounds and colors, where every decision feels urgent and pressing. In this chaotic setting, it's easy to feel overwhelmed and to act on impulse. However, by stepping back and observing our thoughts, we can transform that frenzy into clarity. Picture someone wanting to choose the right job but feeling paralyzed by options. They rush into a decision, only to realize later that they weren't truly aligned with their values. But then, something changed. They began to practice observing their thoughts without judging them. This simple shift allowed them to pause, reflect, and consider what truly mattered to them. They could see their fears and desires unfold like a map, helping them navigate their choices more effectively. Through this process, They learn to weigh the pros and cons thoughtfully, rather than diving headfirst into decisions that felt overwhelming. Research supports this approach. Studies show that taking a moment to reflect before making decisions leads to better outcomes. When we observe our thoughts, we create space for rationality. This technique also reduces the emotional charge that often clouds our judgment. Now, let's recall the person caught in the job search whirlwind. By observing their feelings, fear of failure, excitement for new opportunities, they gained insights that led to a more informed decision. They chose a path that resonated with their passions, ultimately finding fulfillment. This journey illustrates how becoming a Stoic observer can empower you to make decisions that align with your true self. By taking a step back, you can transform anxiety into opportunity, leading to a life rich with purpose and satisfaction. So, as you ponder your decisions, remember, clarity and wisdom are just an observation away. Creating a positive reality through the practice of being a Stoic observer can be a transformative journey. Imagine waking up each day feeling a sense of gratitude and possibility. This is not just a dream. It's achievable by observing your thoughts without judgment. When you start to recognize how your thoughts influence your feelings and actions, you unlock the power to reshape your reality. Let's dive into this concept with a relatable story. Meet James, an average guy who felt trapped in a cycle of negativity. Every morning, he would wake up, overwhelmed by the thought of his mundane job and personal struggles. But one day, he stumbled upon the idea of observing his thoughts. Instead of judging himself for feeling down, he started to simply notice these feelings. "I'm feeling anxious," he would say to himself. This small act of observation was liberating. Over time, James began to replace those negative thoughts with affirmations of gratitude. He started to appreciate the little things: a warm cup of coffee, the sun shining through his window, or a friendly smile from a neighbor. As James practiced this observer mindset, his life began to shift. The once daunting tasks at work became manageable as he approached them with curiosity instead of dread. He realized that the change in his perspective was not just about thinking positively, it was about understanding that he could choose his responses. This transformation wasn't instantaneous, but the more he practiced, the more he felt empowered to create a fulfilling and joyful life. The science backs this up too. Studies show that practicing gratitude and mindfulness can significantly improve mental well-being. By observing your thoughts without judgment, you foster a mindset that focuses on growth and positivity. Imagine how your life could change by adopting this simple yet profound practice. Are you ready to embark on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment? Unlocking your hidden potential starts with the first step: becoming a Stoic observer of your own life.